You ready? You ready?
All right, so here we go with round one between Robert Whittaker and the last style bender, Israel Adesanya. Australia and New Zealand at times are aligned. Certainly not in this matchup tonight.
Not tonight, because both of these guys both want to win this fight. They're two of the most talented martial artists in the world, and both feel as though they have the perfect style to beat the other.
Well done to catch the kick. We'll see what he can do with it. Oh, beautiful jab there. It's one thing to have length, of course, it's another to use it effectively. Beautiful job with that jab. Effective strike there by Adesanya. And he landed the right hand there. Good series of strikes by him there.
Great job of mixing it up, staying active, keeping busy, doing great work.
All right, so 1 minute into the fight, we've got a full-on brawl here, DC. It's great for the fans, not necessarily for the gas tank if this thing goes much longer.
Not great for the gas tank and not good for the old noggin. You can't take so many upside the head. Somebody's going to sleep.
Keeps going back to that jab, keeps throwing that jab, but unable to land. Well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there.
Nice kick landed by this gentleman.
Adesanya gets caught with that punch. He'd be wise to get those hands up. Throwing that jab, no good. Oh, beautiful strike there by Israel Adesanya. He's got a lifetime in the game, not a lifetime in the UFC, but you see, this is a lifelong striker who is very dangerous with all limbs.
Yeah, and when you're standing with Izzy, you're in trouble, man. You're under constant attack the whole time because you never know what he's going to hit you with. And right there, he lands the strike that he was looking for.
So just over 20 total strikes have now landed for Robert Whittaker. Blocks the shot. Well, he misses with the left punch there.
Nice punch lands.
Whittaker gets caught by that straight punch. You gotta do better than that defensively. Oh, is that a huge kick to the body or what? Oh, look at him land another jab there. He's certainly using that weapon effectively here tonight.
The most effective weapon in all of boxing, in all of combat sports, is a jab. This young man has a knowledge of using it like no one else.
Just unable to quite find that range. Adesanya's lower jaw does not look good. I don't think it's broken, but starting to show some obvious signs of swelling. Oh, nice jab by Whittaker. All right, he engages in the single collar tie. Man, how about the steam behind that Whittaker jab tonight?
Robert Whittaker is a great striker. I mean, he has it all when it comes to the stand-up in the boxing, and that is on full display right now. That jab is fast. Look at that jab.
Oh, and there's a land with the kick, so certainly a good sign for him there.
When that's working, you know he's in for a good night.
Oh, shades of Ben Saunders against Brandon Wolf back in the day. A lot of knees, a lot of volume here. I'm not sure how many more he can take.
My boy John Anik is a encyclopedia of knowledge and threw it all the way back. But those knees will definitely take effect the longer this fight goes.
Oh, and there he goes again, working off that beautiful jab. He continues to keep his opponent at distance.
I mean, keeps him at bay with that beautiful, precise jab. It is like a piston. It goes in and out, and before his opponent can even realize it hit him, he's already hitting him with another one.
Right.
I love watching this man fight because of that beautiful, educated jab.
You wonder if the offensive fighter is going to start to get frustrated here. Most, if not all, of these shots are getting blocked.
They're getting blocked because he's fighting one of the best defensive fighters in the UFC. Ooh, head kick lands and he's hurt. Big punch lands over the top. How's he going to follow this one?
10 seconds to go. 5 minutes in the books. All right, so we now look back at some of the action from that previous round, DC. A lot of good highlights on both sides.
I mean, a lot of good highlights from both competitors. They both should be very proud of what they accomplished. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure they can keep this up. If they land at this clip for another 5 minutes, somebody's going to sleep.
All right, second round is underway. Your thoughts on what we saw over the first 5 minutes?
I saw a very competitive round. It was very strategic. Expecting. Guys to really pick it up as we go forward in this fight.
So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on. Oh, nice land there with the punch. You see, he's taking advantage of what is an obvious edge and reach. Oh, that kick is good by Adesanya. Whoa!
Oh, he's hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to go chase that finish down now.
Punch coming, it's blocked.
Ah, that jab hurt him. Nice looping punch. It's messed up really bad.
Whoa!
Dude's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him.
Big knee to the body. And a knee. Ooh, found a home for that knee. And they separate.
Oh, nice right hand.
Oh, straight right. Oh, and he gets tagged. Nice combination there, and might not be a bad idea for the opposition to just tweak that head off the center line.
He was landing one before. Now he's throwing everything in combination, and they're all landing.
65 total strikes have now landed for Robert Whittaker. 1 out of every 3 thus far, landing with 33% accuracy tonight against Israel Adesanya. All right, so a nice job there defensively to raise the guard and prevent any damage.
Those hands never leave where they're supposed to be, and if you do that, most times you will block the shot that's incoming.
Oh, nice strike landed there by Adesanya. 3 minutes now to go in round 2. So a much different approach for him here in this second round. He was a little bit tentative in round 1, a little bit of a feeling out process. Now he has clearly found his rhythm, found the range. We'll see if he can continue with more activity here in round 2. Clipped him with the right hand there. Double jab there by Whittaker.
Punch over the top. Lands another punch to the head. He's throwing every part of himself into these big leg kicks.
Well, defense doesn't necessarily win championships in MMA, but he's doing a nice job blocking these shots.
He's not allowing his opponent to get any damage off on him by blocking all these attacks.
All right, so he's landed some good shots tonight, but this is not a combo meal, right? No three-piece, no soda. It's one and done more often than not.
John, don't you come to me without a combo. I want the whole platter. Give him the whole platter, young man. Put some punches together. Make this guy take the whole thing. Give him more than one strike. You have now found the setup punch. The jab is landing consistently. Find something that's going to go behind it. Big punch lands through the middle.
Back and forth we go.
Very tricky when he throws that body kick.
Adesanya's lower jaw is extremely swollen now. Man, is he timing his shots well here tonight, DC. It's hard to recall him being this accurate in the past.
I mean, he is so sharp. And not only is he accurate, he's also keeping very busy.
Oh, nice job to land the straight punch there. Must be nice to have that kind of reach advantage, DC. I know you can't necessarily relate. Oh, buckler him there. Beautiful shot to the body. 1 minute. Oh, I love the jab. I know you love the jab. That was a nice one.
It's my favorite punch in all of fighting.
Man, look at Adesanya putting his words into action. I don't throw and hope. I aim and fire. The accuracy is just on a completely different level, and not surprising that he has drawn comparisons to the consensus greatest middleweight champion in UFC history, the great Anderson the Spider Silva. Oh, really good job by him there to raise the guard, DC, and block those shots coming his way.
He does a great job of blocking all incoming strikes.
Israel Adesanya gets touched by that kick there.
He's hurt already. Bad.
Seconds left to go in round 2. Nice punch there by Whittaker. Oh, he might be out. And what a round! All right, so that's the end of the round. Pretty significant damage done in that round. Cut on the cheek, sustained there from that strike. Now the cut man's got to get in there and close that thing up. Better to be below the eye than above it, sure. But nonetheless, this could be a factor now moving forward. All right, let's now look back at some of the action from that round. He went headhunting, landed, nearly got the finish, too.
A lot of coaches tell you don't headhunt. In this case, he's been headhunting, and he landed a big enough shot to truly put his opponent on notice.
All right, so back-to-back entertaining rounds. We'll see how it goes in this round. We'll see which corner sort of maximize those 60 seconds on the score.
This is what happens when you get two very skilled, very evenly matched fighters coming together. Nobody has really taken a lead in this fight. Let's see who does it going into the next round.
Oh, continuing to work the body to great effect. Mixes it up nicely in terms of staying heavy and also staying active.
What a punch.
Just missed with the left there. He blocks the punch. Oh, beautiful jab there by Whittaker.
Powerful leg kick land.
And that left hook landed on the button.
Oh, nice. Nice. Great punch landed with so much power. That was a thudding leg kick. Big liver kick lands under the elbow.
All right, so a good job by him here. He continues to block these shots. Seems to see them coming a mile away.
He sees them coming a mile away, and he's blocking, he's rolling.
Whoa!
What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish his fight.
Try to establish that jab. Looked like it did stun him a little bit.
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Whoa! Oh, big left hook there.
That's how you finish your fight.
Just out of range with the big right hand. Just over 3 minutes to go. $131 total strikes have now landed for Robert Whittaker. And landing at a 30% clip tonight in terms of his strike attempts against Israel Adesanya. Well, most fighters can't keep up this type of aggression and pace, but you don't have to worry about this guy. He hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down tonight. We have crossed the midpoint of this one.
Nice punch lands over the top.
All right, good job by him there to raise the guard and protect his head.
He's doing a good job of keeping the guard high, blocking his head, making sure he's not taking those damaging strikes up top.
Back to the left hand now, unable to connect. Oh, massive kick to the body. Under 2 minutes now to go. Yeah, looks a little wobbly on his feet.
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
Oh, just misses with the kick. Well, this is exactly the sense of urgency you're looking for. Try to take the judges out of it. He is lighting them up now.
Big leg kick land. Ooh, big shot lands.
Oh, man, that left side is getting beat up now. Look at the redness there. Oh!
Oh, he's hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to go chase that finish down now. Every time these guys come together, man, you just hear the punches and everything landing. Both very powerful, very explosive.
Oh, and he caught the kick. Whoa!
Dude's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him.
Oh!
What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this. Go finish his fight.
Unbelievable. Back to the feet.
Both of these gentlemen are putting it on the line.
Well, DC, headgear's not allowed, but he has raised the hands, and he's doing a nice job protecting the dome.
He's doing a great job of blocking his head. A lot of times, those shots to the head will knock you out. Not this time. This guy's making sure nothing lands. Look at the whip action that comes from him throwing that kick.
Kick to the body by Whitaker. Waning seconds here of round number 3. Adesanya gets caught with that punch. All right, 3 rounds down, potentially 2 more to go. We are headed to the championship rounds. All right, so a huge round for him there. That head kick probably would have had me out for good. The guy survives to see another round.
Yeah, but he'll go back to that. It landed so perfectly. He set it up great. He did a great job of mixing up the target early, going up high, and getting the desired result.
All right, so here we go with our 4th round of a possible 5, and a lot of fighters change up their training camp when they're fighting 5 rounds versus 3.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, he's up, but oh, is he hurt.
Look at how he turns his hip over when he throws that kick.
Well, he continues to land a high number of strikes here, just like he did in the previous round. Oh! Oh!
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Oh! Huge right hand!
That one was thrown to end the fight.
Yep. Just misses there with the left. Oh, straight right! Oh! He's out!
He's done, he's done!
A near perfect strike to end the fight and end the night for his opponent, who candidly may not have even seen that shot coming. So just the way he drew it up, exactly what he told us during fight week, played out here on fight night. He found a little opening in his opponent's defense and barged right through it to get the big knockout win. And there is the UFC middleweight champion. Hard to be much more impressive than that on the biggest of stages. A knockout win to leave as the middleweight king.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 50 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Robert Whitaker.
Well, he's still on the right side of 30, and Robert Whitaker just continues to add to what is already the best legacy